this is Marjabin from Pakistan, and you're watching my YouTube channel Insani Ittihad, which aims to invoke a little bit of humanity in all of us through awareness and discussion. So first up, I would like to, because I had commented again on the Sulha YouTube channel, and there were a series of comments by Antiques and More, and there was this another guy named Lee Schwanger. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. So they were commenting in regards to the indigeneity of the Palestinian people, and I was replying to their comments, and I feel as if they have reported and deleted my comments just because they didn't like my comments. And while they whatever they comment, I never have reported, no matter how offensive or even abusive. The other guy named Lee, he actually used the F word, but I never report it or get it deleted. Whatever they say, I reply it with my arguments, and I think that's the mature and stable way to answer things and to discuss things. So Antiques and More has said that, you know, the DNA thing. So Antiques and More, I'm replying to you here. Yes, I have no doubt the immoral sexual behavior and addiction of the Muslim people, especially the medieval in the medieval times. So they had taken Christian and Muslim and pagan women as concubines and multiple wives. And definitely, if Jewish in the Jewish ancestry, in the Jewish DNA or in the Jewish Israeli DNA, if we can find the traces of the Arab DNA, or in the Palestinian Arab DNA, if we find the traces of the Jewish DNA, I am actually not surprised, because it was the Muslim emperors, or should I be more specific, the Muslim Islamic Caliphate, which actually conquered the land which was previously conquered or occupied by the Christians and Romans. First it was Romans who burned the temple and who were anti-Semites. Then half of them converted to Christianity, so they were fighting with each other. But at the same time, both Romans and the Catholic Christians and Protestant hated, majority the Catholic Christians, they hated the Jews for I don't know what reason. So basically there is no reason for anti-Semitism. They are just anti-Semite because they're racist and they hate Jews. And they are, of course, I mean, that chosen people idea, they are actually insecure themselves, so they don't like themselves. So why are they chosen by God? Why not we? So we sort of judge the judgment of God or Hashem or Allah. And then comes taking the example of the Christian empire. I mean, how they converted the entire world in the name of religion, in the name of our Savior Jesus Christ. So they said, why can't we do that? So again, then come the Islamic Empire. They were even more pissed off at the Jews because Jews didn't accept them or didn't allow them to convert. Anyway, so together with the pagans and the Catholic Christians and otherwise, and the Muslims, everybody has played a major role in anti-Semitism, in persecuting Jews and in destroying their indigenous DNA. And it was actually the Gentiles who said, okay, if they are so proud of their DNA, let's just take their women, force their men to convert either to Christianity or to Islam. And in the Islamic Caliphate, it is well documented that Jewish men had to pay heavy taxes, and they were on the brink of losing all their earnings, whatever they owed, and they had no choice whatsoever to be just convert to Islam, even if it's a fake conversion, to just survive with their livelihoods. So I do not doubt that you know there are traces of DNA or traces of Jewish DNA in the Palestinian people. So with that, since now we have established that Palestinians have the Jewish DNA and the Jews have the Arab DNA reciprocally, obviously. So you know, Jews and Arabs mixed, and Muslims and Jews mixed, so they have each other's DNA. So let's just say if Israel conquers Jordan, Syria, and parts of Saudi Arabia, then antiques and more shouldn't be offended, because after all you guys are related and you guys have lived in this land of Canaan. And by the way, he said Abraham had migrated from Iraq. No, Abraham had migrated from Babylon, and the Babylonian ancient you know, civilization, and those people have died. They extinct. They are no more. Now the modern day Iraq is a mixture of Sunni and Shia Muslims coming from Arab and Persian regions. So Iraq is basically Persianized or Arabized or Islamized or Shiaized or Sunnaized country. So he didn't migrate from there. And the Canaan land actually included Jordan, Syria, and parts of Saudi Arabia, and of course Israel. So do you want that unified country Canaan for both the Arabs, for both the Palestinians and Israelis? You shouldn't be getting offended, or shouldn't be even, you know, it shouldn't even bother you, because you, after all, you have, I mean, Arabs have the DNA of Jews. So I mean, they can live happily ever after you know, Israel can conquer the entire these countries, Syria, Jordan, and parts of Saudi Arabia, and then they can live in one big country. And rest assured, the government would be Israeli government, since you all love being Israeli now. And I don't know, you have Jewish DNA as well, and you know, scientifically it's proved. Everybody, other Bassam, everyone, you agree on that. So wonderful. I think it's a great idea. Conquer these lands and then share it with Palestinian Arabs. What's the big deal? Why Syria? Why Jordan? Why even Saudi Arabia? You guys are related, cousins in faith. All should live there. And with that definition, since we are talking about DNA, so and intermarriages, so Jews have married more Christians than definitely more Muslims. And there are many Christians whose DNA have the Jewish bloodline. We can do a survey in Russia, we can do a survey in Poland, we can do a survey in Germany, and all the Christians who have the Jewish DNA should just also be allowed the right of return, just like Palestinians. So it's all on the basis of DNA. Let's just test every single individual on this planet and determine whether or not they have a Jewish DNA or not. You keep on calling me idiotic lady, stupid lady. You're the most idiot I have seen ever. I mean, this DNA, whoever invented this DNA, you know, idea to, you know, get the land of Israel from the Jews, was such a dumb person. Seriously. So in this case, all the Germans, all the Russians, all the Polands, because they Polish people, all the Christians who intermarried Jewish people over the years, over the centuries, they should also be allowed the right of return, just like Jews and the Palestinians who have the DNA of the Jewish people. So you all are a one big family, and all the humanity should just shrink down and live in this small piece of land called Canaan, because we're all DNA wise connected. I mean, there is a limit of nonsense. The other guy says, one person, the Lee Schwarzenegger, I don't know how to pronounce his surname, whatever. This guy says, well, you know, Arabs have the keys and houses in Tel Aviv, but they are not allowed to come and live. At the same time, a Russian Jew can come in the 1970s and can have a right of return and can have access to home and whatever and get the citizen. Well, well, he should have been treated nicely in Russia. Jews should have been treated nicely in other Arab countries. Jews should be treated nicely in Spain when the Muslim Caliphate was there. Jews should have been treated nicely by the imperialists in France, in Poland, in Germany, in Britain. Jews have been not welcomed in any community whatsoever worldwide. Even the Hindus, the Sanatana Dharma people, the Hindus, who call themselves the most non-violent and call them the most friendly people towards the Jews, even they participated in Holocaust. The whole swastika comes from there. It's actually a Hindu symbol. So I mean, the entire world first discriminates the Jews. All of them say, we don't want Jews, get them out of here, put them in ghettos, put them in gas chambers. And then the Jews said, okay fine, you all hate us so much, you all have so many problems from us, we are going to the land we actually originated from and we lived, and where we had prophetic kingdoms there. Prophet Solomon, Prophet David was a Jewish prophet and Jewish king. At least Muslims and Christians have little bit of shame in admitting that yes, that was a Jewish kingdom which was destroyed by Babylonians, Syrians, and Assyrians, and then Romans, and then Christians, and then Ottomans and British, whatnot and whatnot. First you occupy their land, get them out of their religious places, destroy their religious places, then replace, ask them to live with you as your servants and as second class citizens in Europe. And even then, when they succeed in their statuses, and even then they manage to make their livelihoods and become prosperous in their life, then you realize all your problems are because these Jews came to Europe. But they didn't came to Europe, you brought them to Europe. Muslims brought Jews from Jerusalem, from the Holy Land, to Spain, to France. It was the Romans, it was the Christians, it was the imperialists who wanted Jews in Europe. First you disperse them to the world, and when they start making their lives in wherever they are living, you have a problem with that, and then you start killing them, and then if they want to go back to their ancestral land, you have a problem with that. And the people who, after they left, the people who occupied from the neighboring countries, they said, we are more indigenous and not you. There is a limit to nonsense. I am sure if Jews go and live in Mars safely on their own, the Gentiles, all the Gentile people would have some or the other problem with this idea also. Why are they living in Mars? They migrated to Mars. It's not their land. Of course it's not their land. They are running away from you guys, the Gentiles, who are jealous and who are so consumed with their head that they can't even think straight. I mean, this makes me really angry, and this makes me, it's unbearable. The amount of hate that has consumed the Gentiles is just pitiful, and it's sad, and it makes me angry, and it makes me emotional. And I have no words to just actually express what I'm feeling. I hope this antiques and more whatever, and please, if you do not like the reply that I give you, and you think that I outsmart you, then don't comment on my comments. So I'm going to reply. I'm not going to be shut up by your whatever language that you speak in. Okay, and next time when you use the F words, I'm going to coming back at you. Okay, so this is for Lee. If you don't like my replies, then don't comment. Thank you very much.